What's that on your mug?
That's Yoda. It's a heat activated mug. Yoda shows up, and then on the other side, it's got the Rebel Alliance symbol.
Oh, the Death Star.
Yeah.
Um, I have seen I guess I've seen the first three or the four, five, six, the old ones, and then I saw the earlier ones. I didn't see the third one, I don't think. Uh,
The prequel, the third
yeah,
prequel. That's the
yeah.
best one. That's easily the best Star Wars movie in my opinion.
Oh, really?
I really like it. It plays out like a Greek tragedy, and it has like the highest emotional arc, at least for me. And it's got five lightsaber battles. So you can't beat that. That's more lightsaber battles than most of the Star Wars movies have.
Yeah, I wonder if the old Star Wars movies would hold up, especially because I haven't really paid attention to Star Wars
Mhm.
since then. And I feel like they were pretty slow, but when I was a kid, I didn't know any difference.
They're a little slow. I honestly don't think they're perfect movies like a lot of the fans do. I think the prequels have their own strengths and weaknesses, and the originals have their own strengths and weaknesses. The problem with
Dude,
the originals to me is they didn't know what they were doing, and they were constantly rewriting the story and changing elements of it. Like that's why like all the weird stuff with Luke and Leia happened is because they didn't know she was going to be his sister. Like he hadn't
oh,
thought
that's
it.
funny.
At least that's what I think. That's my theory. I think Lucas thought it was going to be a one off, and then he was like, "Fuck, I got to write this out now." Like now that it's successful, because there were a lot of alternative ideas. There was a comic book or actually, it started off as a book and then it became a comic book. It was called Splinter of the Mind's Eye, and it's a unofficial sequel to the original, and it was supposed to be made into a movie if the original didn't do that well. So it was like on a lower budget. It only really had like one or two action set pieces, but it was like a more intimate Star Wars movie that they were going to make.
So, oh, that's interesting. So, did they ever release like the script or synopsis of that story?
Yeah, it's they did it as a graphic novel. There's a book,
Oh, okay.
and it's weird. It kind of retcons the original meeting with Vader and Luke. They fight before Empire in that one, and they fight in a weird spot. And then also Leia uses the lightsaber too, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, does she ever use a lightsaber in the movies?
They show her in the sequel. They like CGI'd her face into this weird set piece in the sequel. They CGI'd her face from I think they did Return of the Jedi, and it was like Luke and her training, and they had those blast shields on, and then the blast shield came up, and it was them in CGI. It was a cool little nod. They were like sparring with lightsabers.
Um, I like the pod racing. I remember that and being like, this right here, this is my shit. I was so fucking excited for the pod racing in
Were you
that
like,
movie.
this is pod racing? You're like, this pod racing. It's pod racing.
Yeah,
The
no, it was great.
pod
Um,
racing was cool as shit. I think people shit all over episode one more than they should. I think it's a fun movie. I think it's got a lot of weird um, political shit that nobody wants to listen to. But other than that, episode one's a fun movie.
yeah, I I didn't really mind the whole Anakin thing. I didn't care for the kid actor, I guess, but I
Yeah,
think that was just a kind of what happened back then. You have
he was the little boy that wanted a Turbo Man in Jingle All the Way. He's the same kid.
really? Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so that's what happens. He doesn't get a Turbo Man, and then he goes to the fucking dark side.
Fucking Jingle All the Way. I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Oh, it's so
I remember
bad.
liking it though. Like
It's
when I worked at GameStop, that was a movie that I would just put on and it was fine because like anything PG was fine, but like you know, you try to get away with putting on Jaws once in a while, and they're like, dude, come on. It says it on there.
nice.
Elf was a super go-to. That's just a movie that
Oh,
is like inoffensive to I guess everybody but Jews.
oh.
I
See,
was just thinking of like uh there was something that came up in our house of like my daughter was asking Emma, like, so how are you going to celebrate Christmas? And she just right over her head. She's like, so just ask her questions about Christmas. And Emma's just like, wait for it. like just giving it to like, I was like, yeah, she doesn't do that kind of shit. Like that's it's fun.
That's not her bag.
Nope.
No, I like Elf, and I was actually discussing Elf with someone the other day. I was like, I like the first half of it, but then at a certain point, it just turns into every dumb cliche Christmas movie. They're like, we gotta
Yeah.
save Santa. It's like, oh, I hate you. Like,
Yeah.
I wish more Christmas movies were willing to go in like a darker, less like I really want a straight up dark Christmas movie. I think the first thing that we have close to that would probably be like Bad Santa.
I
I
was just
fucking
thinking Bad Santa is a perfect fucking movie.
The
It
second one's
is.
good too. The second one's not great, but it's fun. It's a really fun movie, and it just kind of hits the same notes as the first one.
Yeah, I could see that. Doesn't it start off with him like retired in Miami or whatever?
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
then
okay.
they end up at a fucking Santa convention is what happens. It's nuts. They end up like they're doing charity work. They're gonna rob a charity though, so that one it's a little more fucked up. And the little kid, they brought him back, but he's grown up now, so
Oh yeah.
he's like creepy. He's like
Yeah, so
weird.
he's a lot less like adorable.
Yeah, because that was probably one of the main reasons the second one wasn't as good. But yeah, because he was so endearing in the first one, like you felt bad for him, and even Billy Bob's character, who's just a piece of shit in that movie, he like he's like, I love this kid. Like I can't like look at how
Yeah.
vulnerable he is. I have to help him. There's something kind of magical about that movie. I feel like because it's also the last what's his name
Bernie Mac.
no,
Oh,
not
is it John Ritter?
it's the last John Ritter movie, but it's also one of the last Bernie Mac. So it's got Bernie Mac and John Ritter in their prime, and also a few years before they died, and it's kind of crazy.
Bernie Mac has that scene with John Ritter. Like I think it's the first scene Bernie Mac's in, and it starts off with just the cigarette being pulled, just super
Yeah.
long. And it's the whole fucking thing,
Mhm.
and then he's just eating an orange in this like nonchalant, apathetic conversation. It's so good. I fucking love that.
My favorite scene of the whole movie is he catches that kid. There's actually a Bernie Mac scene. He catches that kid stealing, and he takes his MP3 player. And he says "Happy Kwanzaa." It's, just, it's so fucking stupid, but it's so great. He's like this kid's in like a GameStop stealing video games, and he pulls a video game out of his pants. Oh, he tells the kid to pull his pants up too because it's like a white gangster kid. It's fucking
Mhm.
hilarious. Oh man, yeah, that's a good one. I was bummed out. They had this movie a couple years ago called The Krampus, and it was
Yeah.
a horror Christmas movie, but it was also kind of silly. And the entire movie was amping up. Spoiler for Krampus, if that's what you're into. Spoiler alert. Has a fucking happy ending. It's like everyone in the family dies. Everyone in the family dies. The kid's about to die, and then he's given like an option to be like, or you could like have Christmas spirit, and it's like, fuck. I
Yep.
was so mad. I was like about to scream at the screen because I was like, you fucking tricked me.
You elfed your way out of this one.
Yeah, I was like, dude, why do we have to always wrap up these Christmas movies? Like people kill themselves during Christmas. Like
Yeah.
I hate. Why can't there exist? There's a few here that Batman Returns is a great dark Christmas movie. That's a really good one.
I haven't seen that or the original Batman.
Really,
My
dude.
first Batman, and I kind of it's fun having this as my first Batman and leaving it at that is Batman Forever, which I fucking I still love that movie.
That's the first one I remember. Like,
Holmes is in that movie
yes, he is.
for just a minute, but it's great. That whole like gang that he has down there with all the neon shit, dude, that's so fucking cool.
That's probably the coolest thing about those movies. I like I've rewatched them recently. Batman Forever is decent. It shouldn't get shit on as much as Batman and Robin does. because
Batman and Robin is almost like a comedy gone wrong because it's like
it's great though.
it's
It's so fun to watch.
yeah.
It's so I really enjoy Batman and Robin for all the wrong reasons. I watch it the same way I watch the Mario movie. I love the Mario movie too for the same reason. It's
That
just a
movie creeped me out as a kid. So there's part of me that's just like, nah, I don't want to, I don't like it because I love Mario way too much. It's like a part of my life that's really in my DNA. So like to even experience that and see Dennis Hopper all like Koopa out, it's just it weirds me the fuck out. And I like John Leguizamo and I like Bob Hoskins. So it's just like, I don't know.
John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins were hammered the entire time they were on the set. By the way,
Oh,
it
that's
was a,
great.
yeah, so it makes the movie even that's something I think about when I watch it now, and it makes the movie so much funnier to me. So it's like, dude, they didn't want to be there. They were drunk off their ass. They said the directors were this couple, this married couple, and they were in the middle of a divorce when they were directing the movie. Like part of them wanted it to be like a hardcore Mad Max dystopian future thing, and the other half wanted it to be like silly and more mainstream and trying to reach a larger audience. So they ended up getting this crazy fucking stalemate movie that should have never existed, and it's a beautiful masterpiece of wrong. I love it.
Yeah, it reminds me of I saw like the first 20 minutes of fuck, I'm blanking on it's got Bill Pullman or
Uh-huh.
Paxton. Oh, one of them.
Yeah, some guy.
And it's an 80s movie and it's like a cult classic, but I couldn't fucking handle it. It's just like gross.
Um, Is it? Fuck. Is it a horror?
Not kinda.
Yeah.
Oh
Hmm.
fuck, it's about a comedian. Oh shit, hold on. I'm getting clues to myself now.
Okay. Are you gonna
Uh,
memento this movie? You're gonna
what?
what? Like you're gonna memento this movie? You're gonna have like tattoos from last night that you're reading?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just gonna bug the fuck. Oh, it's got to be the other guy because that's the wrong guy. Bill Paxton.
I get the same way.
What do we got? What do we got?
Not for a second.
Uh, um, a couple Christmases ago, my coworker got me a Christmas. The Dark Backward. That's what it's called.
I've never heard of that.
Okay, it's yucky.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just kind of grossed me out. Uh, but yeah, that's kind of the same feeling I got with Super Mario Brothers. Just because I was like, I don't want to see my colorful, perfectly round characters in this like gritty, grimy. I don't know. It's even okay. So even that robot chicken thing, the one where
Uh-huh.
they it's like a Mushroom City or whatever. It's like a Vice City, but the
Oh
Mario
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen that.
So even that kind of bugged me because I was like, no, those are such nice characters, and like the the like the the most aggressive these characters get is in Smash Bros, and that's just like a I don't know.
They're
I'm
toys. In Smash Bros, they're like in the original, they were like action figures that got brought to
yeah,
life.
yeah,
Yeah, so
the little trophy
that's how I
things.
thought of it. I feel like you're just playing with toys. Like you're literally, it's literally like, hey, you guys want to play with all your favorite Nintendo toys?
Yeah, smashing them up
It's
against each
kind of,
other. Oh,
it's
Smash Bros, I get it.
no, I agree, and I'm playing through Super Mario 3D All Stars right now, so it's got all the original 3D ones, and I there's something about that world that you really get sucked into it, and it's really immersive. And I know what you mean, like you don't want it to be perverted because he's kind of like I mean he is Nintendo's Mickey Mouse. I mean it's
Yeah,
basically kind of that same like Disney nostalgia a lot of people feel like are attached to.
yeah, without the
um
conspiracies of like crazy racism within the company deep down.
I don't know, man. Zelda, and I've said this before, if Zelda was not Japanese, I would think it was a Nazi fairy tale because it's it's a blonde-haired and blue-eyed hero who's like a perfect reincarnation, like reborn every 100 years, and then there's a princess who's a goddess who has blonde hair and blue eyes. The sword's called the Master Sword. um, there's
That's
an
true. Yeah.
eagle. There's a very Nazi-ish looking eagle on the shield. Ganondorf is like from the desert. Like it's all really bad. It's not good. But yeah, no, it's hard to put those things under a lens like that.
Yeah.
I would really like to see, and I know that working on it right now. There's going to be like a CGI Mario movie. I think they're going to team up with either DreamWorks or another one of those animation companies and do something.
Okay. So, okay. So, right, my knee jerk thing right now is well, what the fuck? Mario doesn't talk.
Yeah.
That's the most charming thing about Mario. And it's even weird to see, you ever see like a clip of that guy who does the voice? And
Oh,
he'll be like,
yeah.
woohoo! And you're just like, shh, don't do that. That's fucking weird. Just go, you go do that in the sound booth where people aren't watching you, you fucking weirdo. He's like an old guy. He's like, come on, let's jump around.
Yeah, he's weird. He was at like he's really dedicated to the fans though, which is cool. He was at
Oh,
like
yeah, I bet he's at like every GDC and Comic Con and everything. Just like, yeah, all about it. I respect it, but it gives me the whole like, it's really cringes me out.
it's that cognitive dissonance. You can't see that. You're like, oh, he's supposed to be coming out of a little plumber, not.
Yeah, you're not real. You're stop. Well, yeah, maybe it's the thing that's in my head that's like, stop uh uh lip syncing Mario. You
Yeah.
weirdo.
Oh man, those games. There's something about them. Than the music in them. They just take me back to like a just an easier time.
Dude, I started playing Terraria again. Have you ever played Terraria?
Mm-mm. I've
Okay,
heard.
if you have a tendency to get sucked into shit, that's kind of, I mean, it's, you could say it's kind of Minecrafty. You could say it's kind of like, I don't know. It's exploration, crafting, character progression though, and oh man, is it addictive? And so, before my daughter was born, I had like 400 to 500 hours in that game, and it was just
Mhm.
ridiculous. I would wake up at 4 a.m. to go play it before I had to go to work, just so I could get enough hours in for that.
Mhm.
So, cut to like a couple fucking like 3 or 4 days ago. I just was, me and my daughter sit down. We're gonna play some video games. I was like, oh, let's try out Terraria, and then the way that school works, I'm going to back up a little bit more, is she starts at 8:30 and it goes until 11:30, and then they have smaller groups from like 2:30 to 3. And so we played straight through that last part, and I was just like, oh shit, whoops. And then she was like, so if I missed that part and it's not necessarily my fault, um, is that fine? And I was like, yeah, it's my bad. I didn't mean to keep playing video games this long. She's like, can we just keep playing? So in fucking 2 days, we put in 12 and a half hours into just one game. And I was like, oh, fuck, I did not mean to, but god damn, that game sucks me in hard. It's crazy.
I'll have to check that out. I like the very immersive ones.
Oh
I've
yeah,
been
it's like
all of them.
if you could mix Stardew Valley with Minecraft, but put like an RPG element in there.
Yeah,
That's
my
yeah,
problem with Minecraft is like, yeah, I'm building something and that's cool, but what is there to do now? Like, oh, they're
yeah,
like, I know that they've done more with it, and I'm probably sound pretty ignorant because I haven't played it in a while, like to people who have played it. But I feel like a lot of it is like aesthetic. It's like, oh, look at these aesthetics. Like I made this, and then there's nothing like I don't know. I need something more engaging. And same thing with like Animal Crossing. I feel like Animal Crossing, you don't really do anything. You just
yeah.
kind of, hey, I made this space livable because everything outside is scary. Like I get why Animal Crossing was popular, dude. Like I really
Yeah.
do.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, this really is like right in the middle of those two. Because I don't really like Minecraft will put me to sleep. Just there's something about that game when I play it, I fall asleep. It makes me so fucking tired. Maybe it's just because it's like, here, go, just do it. I'm like, do what? It's like, yeah, just do anything. I need a little bit of,
I need structure.
yeah.
I need structure. Game.
Do whatever you want. That's too hard.
Yeah, you tell me. You tell me what to do.
Yeah. But yeah, that's been fun. I had kind of a fun little mental breakthrough today because you when you have an ex-wife, it's just kind of like a thing that you're like, we disagree on a lot of shit. But my daughter went to her and she asked for a hoverboard, and my ex-wife was like, "Oh, hell no." But maybe you can ask your dad and convince him or something. And then she just texted me and was like, "Hey, she wants a hoverboard." And I, before she even texted, like, I don't want her to do that, I was like, "Oh, hell no." And then so we just agreed, and then she just got shut the fuck down. And it's so nice to be able to just shut down a kid, and they're just like, "Oh, I don't have that option anymore." Fuck. Okay. Well, fine. Like, yeah, no, because she texts me, if you're gonna do something active, go skateboard. If you're wanting it to be dangerous as well, or you might as well like be active. If you're gonna do something dangerous, go skateboard.
Yeah,
because those fucking things are so damn dorky.
Oh God.
Oh, I can't. I hate them. I mean, it's fun if you're like doing a little goof off for like 10 seconds or whatever, but as a mode of transportation, which a lot of people, I see so many fucking people just, yeah.
Are they the flat ones like this, or is she thinking like the actual one that she's holding like a remote and she's like controlling it while she's
Those are cool.
the skateboard with the remote? I've seen a
Yeah,
lot of those.
those are pretty neato. Also, even the one that has the big ass wheel in the middle, and you gotta do but that kind of stuff. That's cool. I'd be like, yeah, get that. I'll eat shit all the time, and then eventually get tough because she doesn't like falling down. I don't want to fucking deal with that.
Yeah, that was my problem. I could never skateboard because I hated falling. I was
Falling
like,
sucks.
I can't even stand on a fucking skateboard. I don't have the balance to. I have decent balance on other things, but there's something about putting fat on wheels. It's not it's not a good idea.
Well, there's a lot of downward pressure with a lot of like ability for it to slide out from under you. I get
Yeah,
that.
my ankles are not my strongest asset. It's
Oh, dude. Oh, so many like skateboard videos of just people trying to drop in and they just roll their ankle right at the like bottom of it, and
yeah,
and
fuck that.
yeah, that's
No, I used to be the kid. I was the kid who would like find a hill and sit on. And we didn't have a lot of hills, obviously, in Florida, but like, I was the kid who would find an incline and bring the skateboard up and sit on it and roll down the hill.
hell yeah.
That was all I ever did. I had a skateboard because I mean, I feel like every only child had a skateboard at one point.
Yep. Yeah, when so all my friends started skateboarding, and I was like, oh cool, I'll go get a skateboard. And I was like at my dad's house for the summer, and I was just about to go back to my mom's. And so I was like, hey, can you get me a skateboard? My friend's got skateboards. I just really want one. And then so he gets me we go to Zoomies, and I get a World Industries, back when they were cool, complete deck. And I bring it back to town, and I roll in my brand new complete deck. And I'm like, I'm going to start skateboarding with you guys. And they're like, what the fuck is that? And I have a mini board. It's not like this tiny micro boards, but it's a board that's like 8 inches shorter than a standard skateboard. So then I'm just stuck with this, like, I can't do anything about it because it's an expensive board and I already have it. So it's like, okay, now I learned how to skateboard on a small board.
Well, that means you can stretch out on a real one. you get a real like.
I just eventually, I got really good at riding scooters. Yeah,
those scooters are fun. I like those.
I got because I did BMX pretty hard, and none of my friends did BMX. So it's like being on a bike when a lot of people are skateboarding. It can be kind of too much to carry around. So I liked having a scooter with me, and then a couple of my BMX friends did scooter as well. And
That's cool.
Fucking really good at scooters. Still, I still have one, and I still my daughter has one too, so we'll go out and she'll be like, "Holy shit, you're fucking really good at that." Yeah. I 360 tail whipped a 5-stair at U of O in front of a bunch of kids, and I was fucking oh, it was great.
Nice.
Yep.
I bet they were like, "What?"
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I felt so fucking cool, and then
And then they're like, "Fucking quit school, kids." Ah.
yeah, threw down my
Get the
sunglasses and stomped them.
Oh man, no, I'm pretty decent at scooting. I with BMX, I remember we had like the older kids in my neighborhood. They had this little area of the just of the woods they had claimed, and they made like jumps and they had dug like a track and stuff. And I remember I took one jump on my BMX bike one time, and I just racked my nuts on it, and I fell forward. I fell like over the handlebars too, and I that was the only jump I needed. I haven't
Yeah,
ever. I was like, "Fuck that!" I was like, I'm never getting hurt that bad again."
yeah. It's that's what's scary about bikes, because like when you jump, you're like, okay, I hope that my feet are on the pedals for one when I land, and that I land, straight, obviously. But if you fuck up, you're tangled up in this like metal thing. So then it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm in machinery now, and that's just a fucking scary thing, because you like I've I my friend was I was putting a chain back on, and my friend just went yeah, and then my finger got stuck in the sprocket, and he like stopped it halfway, and I was like yo, and then you just had to like keep cranking it so that I could get my fucking finger out.
Oh
Uh,
God. Yeah, you're like airborne in a metal pretzel. It's
yeah,
essentially you're
yeah,
like,
it's fucked up.
yeah.
I came down one time, hit the handlebars, but they were sideways, and so the
Mhm.
handlebar went, the side of it went right here, and I didn't have bar plugs, so it was just the circle, and it just went boom, and it broke my rib, and I have this circle scar right here that goes down a little bit, and it's pretty sweet. I have a lot of really cool scars just because I was a stupid fucking kid, but hey, they're fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've never I guess I kind of just played it safe from there. I haven't broken a bone ever even. I think
Oh wow, you should try it. It's great.
I mean, no, I've fucked up my knee and my ankle and my ah and I feel like my back. Like I've sprained and pulled muscles and
Dude, I almost sprained my ankle. I'm pretty sure I strained it, which is the thing that happens before you sprain it. But I had a good
oh,
limp for like 4 days. It was pretty bad. But I was we were at the rock climbing place, and we went with Grant Yoder, who's a fucking champion. Do you know who Grant Yoder is?
I friends with him on Facebook. I've definitely seen him online.
He's in a wheelchair, and we went rock climbing. It was fucking awesome. Yeah, yeah, it was great. So I was feeling extra awesome or whatever. So I was like, I'm pretty sure I can do a standing backflip on this mat. I'm pretty sure, because I used to be able to do that no problem.
Yeah.
And like that was I want to be able to do that again. I'm kind of getting old, and if I could do that, I'd just feel better. It's the whole thing in
If
my
you
head.
could backflip, you could like erase 5 years, right? Like you can
Yeah,
go
no,
back
that's how I feel. It's like, okay, cool.
5 years, like
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. You're right in my mindset. So I do one, and I land like on my knees and on my hands, and I'm like, oh shit, that wasn't hard at all. And so I do another one, and I land like on my feet and then my hands, and I fall forward, and then I make sure that like Emma and Grant are looking this fucking time, because they weren't both times, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna hurt
oh
myself.
no.
Nobody's gonna see it. So then I try it again, and I land just like, if you could do this but with your foot. And so like my toes were on the ground, but my knee went too far forward, so it just bent everything badly. And so then I they saw me do a backflip, and I used, they said it was like 95%, which I'm going to call it, that's great. uh but I landed way too wrong on my foot, so I just landed and I fell, and then I was just like incapacitated. Like I thought I broke my foot at
Oh
first.
damn.
Yeah, it was fucked up because it was all like quivering and shit when if you ever sprain something, yeah, it like quivers like crazy, and almost
Oh
started
yeah,
swelling.
what you mean? It's like flopping like a fish a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
Like it's just in shock.
yeah.
Oh man.
But no break, sprain, or anything bad. It's fine. I just jogged yesterday and today on it. It's fine. But hey, it gives me hope. I'm pretty sure. I think I can do a standing backflip pretty soon, and I'm pretty fucking excited for it. I
You
need
gotta.
okay. If I had a springboard, like if I was at a gymnastics place and I had a springboard, I could do it no fucking problem. I was just at the place that has the trampolines everywhere, and I was doing 720 front flips and 360 gainers, the forward backflips into the foam pit. And dude,
Nice.
dude, it's fucking awesome. I'm a goddamn ninja. It's great.
Oh, that's right. You were doing. We were talking about that last episode. You were doing ninja tricks. You had that ninja costume.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I almost got into this because, and then I was like, no, I don't. It's weird. Uh, but when I was in high school and the summer after and 2 years, the last 2 years of high school, me and my friends did. We called it NRT, which is ninja reflex training, and so we would take. Um, we'd go to the park and we'd just do like parkour stuff. We were super into parkour way before the fucking Office did that bullshit. God damn it, that pisses me off. But yeah, David Blaine and Sebastian Fukin, they had these like early videos that hit the internet, and we were just like, what? And they had this whole mindset about how it's the next phase of evolution and point A to point B. We don't have to be crows about it. We can just fucking do it and get our flow. It was awesome. Anyway, so we got really into the whole like parkour thing, and we were climbing on shit all the time. And so then we were like really into just like, oh, we're just gonna be like urban ninjas. This is gonna be awesome. And so we would go to the park and we'd take pickleball paddles and wiffle balls, and we would get like 10 to 20 feet depending on the skill level you were away from each other, and then you just hit it back and forth like in and hit it forward and just be really super accurate, and then like you'd have to hit it to each other. So that was part of it. And then you practice your flips, you practice your rolls, you do conditioning, running around the town, and then we'd meet up in the middle of the night, and if cars see you, then you have to go home. But so we just like kind of wander around, and then if any car sees you, you got to go home, and it was great. Yeah, that was a fun one.
Just like whoever stays out the latest.
Yeah. Is that your mom?
That's yeah, no. Yeah, this is my roommate.
What was I going to talk about? So the election happened,
Yes.
and that's fun, I guess. Do you have a okay, so the election happened, and then it's like everybody's happy for a day,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next day it just comes right back down because if you're a Jeopardy fan, just
Alex
boom.
Trebek died.
Do you
Yeah,
think
no,
so
but this
Alex
year we're
Trebek
not allowed to
dies,
be happy.
and do you think that he was just kind of like there's part of it that was just like relief of like, okay, like I'm glad I got to see that this didn't happen, and then there was a like a I don't know, there's part of me that was just like, oh well, he probably just there was relief in it.
It's possible. Yeah, maybe he was like clenching, and then he just like unclenched and just let go of it. And no, I there were people dancing in my neighborhood. It was great. Like I was driving to
Oh
work,
wow,
and there were people dancing, ringing a bell, and swinging around a flag, and I just like honking like ah. It was pretty awesome.
that's great.
I had a table the day Biden got elected. It was like a family, and they're like, I was like, what did you guys like to drink? And they're like, fuck it, we want a bottle of champagne, like we might as well. And they're like, no, we're just joking. But it was really funny, and it was weird because my restaurant is like mostly older conservative people, so I try not to like be that happy about it there.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah,
never know. I don't want to harm anyone and get a
the
shitty thing.
the area that I deliver, there's so many Trump flags. And like last week, there was a flag that I noticed. I took a picture of it, and it said, "Make Democrats cry again."
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's pretty standard for this area. And then like yesterday and today, I've been driving around and I haven't seen shit. It's just
Yeah.
all taken down. It's weird.
That's
'Cause it's
great.
like I didn't
Great
think
to go.
I saw a couple bumper stickers, but it's just like, oh, you got to get like a razor blade and some Windex and then get those shit off there.
Hmm.
Um, but it's interesting. And then I was talking to Emma about it, and she was like, well, there's a lot of people that I guess are putting it away because they don't want to be persecuted and have like violence done against them. And I was like, do they think that like the people who voted for Biden are going to just go be violent at them? And I don't know. And because then it's just like, what is everybody being told? That's the whole thing that everything comes down to. Even you and me with the good opinions, we have the opinions that are
That's what's scary about it is that both sides are kind of being like egged on. Like a lot of the conservatives think that like bad shit's gonna happen, and they think that all the Democrats are like eating baby blood and shit. Like they're like the QAnon stuff is nuts. The
yeah,
QAnon stuff is absolutely fucking crazy. And I mean, yeah, there's definitely like child traffic rings going around, but it's so weird. They're just like lumping it onto people they don't like, is what they're doing. They're like, oh, they're involved.
yeah.
Fucking Bradley Cooper's involved because I hated that movie, A Star is Born. It's like, what? Like, why? You could tell he had baby blood on his lips when he filmed such and such scene. Like, it's just so dumb. They they believe baseless shit, and it's I don't know. Just watching them protest at the polls was insane to me. Like I was like, this is this America? Like this is fucking fucking insane.
Yeah,
No, but
I heard that there was some
it's been
people that
weird.
were outside I guess it's Philadelphia, where it was like a big deal. Things were a big deal in Philadelphia. I'm so like far removed. I got told. I didn't even see it on the internet. I got told that Biden won because I just
Yeah.
was like, I don't do the phone thing.
I was
Um,
watching, but I didn't get the news until after it happened.
but yeah, I heard that there are people praying outside the voting booth, praying for them to stop doing that.
Oh my god.
And so, okay, so if you keep praying for stuff and then it doesn't happen, do you go like, oh, that's just the way that God wanted it to happen? Because I don't understand how you can keep doing that if you if you if you know if you fucking know. It's just
That was what Lewis Black used to say. Lewis Black says, I want to believe in God, but I have thoughts, and those kind of fuck with the whole blind faith thing. It's
yeah,
like,
it's so crazy. I mean, obviously it's crazy, and but I don't know what I don't know what it is. I don't know what the fuck it that the it's a susceptibility thing, and I think it really is the taking advantage of those people with religion and the side with
I feel
politics.
bad for Trump. I feel bad for Trump supporters. I worry about them. Like they definitely feel like they've been slighted, and it's I don't know, man. I don't know what's gonna solve. I hopefully like Biden's rhetoric can diffuse it, but I don't know. I think we've been stoked too hard and poked too hard and just
Mhm.
taken too far. I feel like I mean Trump like every day on his agenda was like dividing people. I feel like that was his main
Yeah,
objective, and he
yeah,
fucking
and that
reveled in
was
it. He loved it.
it's
And
okay.
I
So
agree that some liberals are like intense, and they're not always in the best interest, and they attack people who don't always necessarily deserve it. But I don't know. I mean, I see it way worse on the right. I really do. Because when the people on the right do it, they're armed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they got a fucking gun with them, and they're
Yeah.
like attacking people who are like, marginalized or something. It's like, it's fucked up. So it's like, it's hard to say. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it
just
is
don't know. I
weird
don't know how.
that
I don't know how we can find like, they keep talking about a civil discourse or a civil discord or whatever, and I don't. I can't. What do we have in common? Like, we can't
yeah,
think of anything.
it's
We're
it's
all getting
so
fucked. We should be able to come together over the fact that we're all getting fucked somehow.
yeah.
You
And
know.
yeah, and that's the message in a lot of that reminds me of like older Dave Chappelle and like Cat Williams. That's how like the message came through for them a lot. It's just like, oh, we're all being fucked, so why
Mhm.
can't that be the thing? Like exactly what you're saying. Um,
Like, if you
yeah,
don't make a certain amount of money, like if you're not in the top whatever percent, like, you're getting fucked over.
yeah,
Or you're a goon for people who are fucking people over actively. So it's like the people on the lower levels should be able to get together. Like, people that are broke should have more in common than anyone. It's like, if you eat mac and cheese for dinner, like, you guys unite. Like, we're all getting fucked. Like, we're all paying too much for health care. Like, get angry. Like, finish that mac and cheese and get angry.
yeah, no shit. But also at the
Uh,
same time, there's nothing like a bite of mac and cheese straight out of the pot
oh yeah, I had some
before it
last
even
night.
hit the bowl. Oh my god.
I did my thing where I would pretend I'm healthy and I put a shit ton of spring mix in there and just mix it all up.
Oh yeah, that's the good shit.
Yep.
That's the way to do it.
Hmm.
God. My work's doing this like a crazy extra corporate thing now to where they don't offer coupons.
Oh,
You're
nice.
they don't want anybody to say what coupons are available. They just
Hmm.
wait for people to ask for them.
That's
So
smart.
it's so fucking annoying because like the way that I was taught to do everything was like, oh, just get them the pizza for as cheap as possible, and then they'll be happy, and then they'll come back, and then that's it. And so that's what I still do. But as I was leaving work today, there was this guy that was like, "Whoo, $90 order, 4 pizzas, $90. How's that? That's a good one, right?" And I was just like losing my fucking mind because I feel like I'm almost being punk rock by being a good employee now, like a good employee.
Yeah, that's
It's so
funny.
fucking weird
You're like, I
that
could have
like,
saved you like $30 easily.
oh, so much more than that. I like $90 for 4 3-topping pizzas you can get for $32.
Oh damn.
Yeah. And so they're upselling and they're not offering coupons and they're doing menu price. And it drives me insane because they're just trying to get that,
Extra money.
obviously, they're just trying to get that money. But it's like, what's your fucking incentive? You work for these people and they're just like, oh, just, I don't know. I could rant about just fucking screwing over customers and liking it all day long. And
Oh man, I I had a rough one today. Yeah, we we
so
do
is
this.
today, tomorrow's Veterans Day, right? Is that what it
It's
is?
the 11th. We did a
Oh,
weird
Wednesday.
thing this year. So we yeah, it's Wednesday. We changed it.
Oh yeah.
We moved it to Sunday. It used to be that the veterans got their meal for free. Now it's they get it for 50%. And so those two main changes. Luckily, no one was upset about that. I was worried people were going to be upset about that. But the thing that bummed me out and drove me crazy was uh, they offered a new thing. It was like a 3 course. So for like $10 extra, on addition to the 50% off entree you were getting, you could get a bowl of soup and a salad or a dessert and a salad or whatever. And it just complicated things because we already have another 3 course meal
Yeah.
deal,
Oh
and that's
god.
only on Sundays. So it's like in one of them, and they even have the same exact lettering in the computer. They're just on different pages. One of them charges, one of them doesn't charges, or was it one of them doesn't charge? For the one that isn't for veterans, you weren't supposed to charge, and the one that is for veterans, you were supposed to. And it was this whole. It like crashed the kitchen almost. Like it was like people. Just, I was like, "Fuck, dude, this is so stupid." Or not crash the kitchen, but at least it did for me. I had a rough shift, and I was up in this little corner of the restaurant that doesn't ever have people in there except for holidays, and they didn't stock it at all, so there were like no spoons, there's no pitchers. I had to like piece together the whole thing and run around the whole restaurant, and the place is like stairs, and it was nuts. And veterans are nice people, but they don't tip well, dude. Like they don't
You
like.
support the troops.
I support the troops. But I don't support coupon people. It has nothing to do with the troops. It's just if there's a coupon and you come running, you
True.
suck.
Mhm.
Dude, so we were like cut like people would have like a $90 bill per se. This is something that actually happened. $90 bill. We took off $30 because we took $15 off of each entree. It was two veterans.
Okay.
The bill went down from 90 to 60, and they left me $5 in like just crumpled up ones. Like I don't know what it is about going to war, but when you go to war, then you tip 10% in crumpled up ones. Like you're throwing them away. I don't know. Anyways, that
Yeah.
happened like 5 times.
Yeah. I had a delivery today that was it was 10 pizzas and like 32-piece wings and two sodas, and it was down this like crazy it was dark already, crazy gravel driveway, this really white trash like backwoods house, and I was seriously thinking like, oh, this is the one, that where I fucking get shot, cool.
Oh
And
no.
because there's like no lights, and it was all like, and it was just, yeah, it was weird, it was scary. And so I turned my car completely around, because it was like up this gravel driveway, and then the house is up here, and then there's a small driveway. But I did this like Austin Powers turn around, just to like make sure, like, if anything went weird, I could just jump in the fucking car and get out of there.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh, they're
but
like.
yes, yeah, oh yeah. So I was like, okay. So yeah, I turn around, and then
Just a 21-point turn.
yeah, I bring all the stuff up there, and I'm like chit chatting with him, and he's not very like friendly, and then uh he goes, "Oh, you can keep the change." And then I look at the total, and he gives me 4 cents, and I was like,
My
"Oh,
God.
you sure? Because like, if you don't need that." And he was just like, "Huh?" And I was like, I've seen accept, or not accepted, waiting. And
Yeah.
there's that part where the rednecks tip him, and he's like, "Oh no, it seems like you really need that." And like that just always sticks in my head of like, fuck, that's good. And sometimes it slips out a little bit, because it's like, you sure you don't need that? And I'm like really condescending, but I use my eyes of like, huh?
Yeah, you have to be subtle. And oh man, I had a table like that a few weeks ago. It was two people came in. They ordered all oysters, which is gross. They didn't order anything else. They ordered like 24 oysters, and then they had like two martinis. And they slurped down their snot, their overpriced snot on a rock, and they uh they left like their bill was like 190 or something, and it was something like they left just about 15% in cash, and with what the change would have been. So I was just like, oh, they left 15%, that's cool. And I was running around and doing other stuff, and then the person at the table was like, where's my change? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't think you needed any change. I thought you said you didn't need. And she's like, why wouldn't I need any change? I was just thinking to myself, like, maybe because I thought you were actually going to leave something decent.
Yeah,
Like
there's
maybe I thought you were a good person.
sometimes
My bad.
it seems like I can't tell if people are just acting good enough, but like, you see it in their eyes, and it seems like they've legitimately never heard of tipping before. And you're
Yeah,
just like, are you fucking with me? Is this just like your way of going like, I'm just not going to tip, and I'm like not even ashamed about it?
yeah.
Um,
I wish.
or
I mean,
or
I
sorry, I
agree
don't
with
speak English. That's a fun one.
God, I agree with people when they say that restaurants should be paying people and we shouldn't be dependent on tips, but unless you're fucking running for Senate and you're gonna change that shit, like, don't you can't just go out and then not participate in how things work. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. If I gave you shitty service and I was rude to you and your food was gross, like, I get it. 15, 10%, whatever. But like, I bust my ass and it's so frustrating. Like, I'm nice to you when you're mean to me. You know how hard that is? Like,
Yeah, I got to the
that's
point
let
where
go so much control.
I I have I ha my fuse is so short now at work because it's just like what am I gonna do? Because if I say you know, if you're freaking out at me and then I tell you to go fuck yourself, and then you come to my manager and you go like, "Hey, this guy told me to go fuck myself," he'd look at me and go, well, "What did they do first?" And like that's kind of just how that comes down because so many people in that neighborhood just they'll pull something out of the trash can and bring it inside and be like, "Hey, I ordered this earlier and it's all messed up and I want a new one, or actually I want my money back." That happens, and then we're just like, dude, so much no. Like I keep telling them that I want to pour like degreaser and fucking bleach all over the pizzas that we throw away just to kind of thin the neighborhood herd of people that
Oh
are just
God.
kind of coming in and out of our fucking store all the time. This guy came and he just kicked the window and he broke the fucking window last week, and it's like,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
rad, dude.
Pizzas
It's
extreme.
yeah, fucking it's a goddamn it's like a dark carnival
Yeah, oh,
every day.
man.
It's nuts.
You guys have more Trump supporters in Salem, don't you?
We have, well, you mean more than Portland? Probably by percentage. That'd be my assumption.
No, not
Um,
saying. No, I know you guys are pretty progressive for the most part, but like, I mean, you guys have. It just seems like I saw a lot of violence in
there's some
Salem actually
powerful
from the Proud
Trump
Boys.
supporters around here. Like the
Yeah,
really like they're hardcore.
surrounded by not necessarily Salem, but
Yeah, no, I mean like Salem's definitely got them. There's a lot of people that are. It sucks because like they're uh they're not only Trump supporters, but they're crazy Proud Boys, and then you figure out that they're kind of white supremacy
oh
people,
God.
and then you figure out like, oh shit, that guy was in comedy and he works at my daughter's school, and like there's all this like stuff that you're like, oh fuck, it actually is it's in the fucking thing. It's built into and then I just go like, okay, well, the school gave us a computer to do it from home now, so
We're not
okay. Yeah, I don't know. So then there's times that like I don't know. We talk about like homeschooling just because we know how fucked up everything is, and we're not that hopeful that it's going to be like, oh yeah, cool, let's just go back to school now. Right on. I don't feel like I'm optimistic on certain days, but I'm always a skeptic just because like I don't know. I've never seen a large power that has a lot of control over things just be like, "Oh yeah, here you go," and just like offer, uh, as soon as people get used to this, I think that everybody's going to be used to it, and they'll be like, "Yeah, this is just how it is now. It's a lot better this way. It's safer, and
Yeah.
now everybody is going to be yeah, it's all in here. This thing that we're
Yeah.
talking to. It's all this.
Yeah, for a while at least. I mean, they got to make sure. I mean, kids aren't immune to the virus. Is what the Republicans are trying to like to get schools open so fast. It's scary. It's like just trying to shove them out there. Like Melania put out a really creepy video, and it's like we buried dead kids in back. It's okay. It's like what the fuck, dude? Like wait, it is time for them to play with friends and sneeze on faces. It's good.
I've never even heard her talk.
Oh, it's I probably sound a little better than she does. Oh man,
It's
I'm
hilarious.
I'm so glad that we don't have to deal with that pretty soon. I can't wait.
Um,
It's so fun right now watching him just melt. It feels like that scene in Lord of the Rings when they get the ring into the volcano. It's like above the White House, there's just an eye that's like, oh, oh, oh. It's like just moving around. It's just Trump Towers crumbling, and it's just it's
yeah,
fantastic.
it's
It after all this build up, and I didn't realize how much anxiety I was under just because of his presidency. Like
right.
knowing
I
we don't
was in
have
a
to
great
deal with
mood
that.
today for no reason.
I cried. I cried yesterday. I was like, this is insane. I was like, I watched it's so cheesy, but I watched the end of To Bring It Back. I watched just that end scene from Return of the Jedi where the Ewoks are like celebrating and shit. And then they had everyone all around the galaxy celebrating, and they pulled down the statue of the Emperor, and I just started crying. I was like, dude, this is like real life. And then I cried because I switched it over to YouTube, and it was like people in Paris partying, people in you
Oh
know
yeah, that's great.
D partying, people in New York partying. I was like, this is really happening right now. I've never seen this. Like when Obama got elected, people were happy and celebrating, but this is like, and it's not even about Biden getting elected. It's about Trump
Yeah.
gone. And everyone's like
Do
fucking
you okay, so like
rightful celebration, but it's great.
the being Biden, he's like, yeah, I won. Do you think there's because there's a megalomania that comes with being president, no matter who you are.
Oh, for
Do you
sure.
think do you think there's part of him that's like, fuck yeah, I'm killing it? Or do you think he knows like 100% like, yeah, no, no, even some of his campaign things were like, hey, at least it's not going to be Trump, right? That really was shit that came out.
His, he's like, hey, I'm not gonna actively make you upset every night.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Just
be
like once a
I'm gonna
month.
I'm gonna fucking calm down. Look at this video, there was a video that like uh I think that he reacted to or something, but like it was a video that was all over Reddit and the internet uh, of him talking to people, and then Jill Biden. His It's funny how they sound the same. She like yanks him back from the crowd of people that he's talking to, and she's like, "All right, at least you just fucking stay away from people right now." Jesus Christ! And you can see like her just like Jesus, and she's like just the face and the I don't know. It's great. I like the other video like right when they're all like celebrating like there's the whole like team of people and there's like confetti coming down. There's like one
Mhm.
confetti popper that I guess went off and then the confetti goes down. But the whole like Joe Biden, Jill Biden, and then like the other people that are there. I don't know who they are. Um, but as soon as the confetti popper goes off, they all go, "Huh! Oh, okay. Oh, yeah." So it's like everybody was like, "Oh shit, gunshot." That seems like probably
No,
what
no, I saw that too, and I thought the same exact thing. I was like, "Don't you fucking do that right now." You know what I said, and this is bad. I felt bad about saying this because I was supposed to remain positive yesterday.
the N
Is
word.
no, no, no. Kamala was like, she's like, I just want to thank. And then she started naming off family members. I was like, don't give them your family members' names yet.
Yeah, no
Like
shit.
I was like, dude, you're gonna. I was like, I'm worried about you. Like I want for your safety. Don't. I was like, dude, there's some evil fucking people out there right now.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
crazy.
I
Um,
do really like. I really like that Biden got a dog already, and that was another thing. Like, there's just little things here and there that you realize like Trump was not presidential like about at all. Like, he didn't have a dog.
yeah,
Um,
he doesn't like music. He just
he doesn't
openly
like
said that one
music.
time. I don't like music. It's too weird.
It
It's
gets in the
fucking
way of business. I don't know why people are dancing.
dude. The
um,
fucking the did you watch the Dave Chappelle SNL
yeah,
any of that?
that was great.
The Macho Man thing when he sat down and started playing that, I was like, I don't know. I don't know what this song is. It's what is he singing? And then I was like, oh my god, this is so fucking perfect.
Macho, macho. I
Oh
like how
man,
I
is great.
be
Um,
macho man. Oh man.
yeah, I just
I'm
watched
just
the monologue and the opening thing from that, but I hear
I'm
the
just
whole episode was great.
oh yeah, yeah. It was I watched it today before work. It was really good. I I'm just it's so crazy. It's so nuts to think that we came like this close, like a near miss with a dictator, like an almost straight up dictator. And I hope we can pump the brakes on that. Like
Mhm.
that's
Well, yeah, and like uh, the other
it's like
thing I've heard people
a
talking
game of
about is like,
chicken.
yeah, well, like I was talking to Emma, and she was like, well, the dangerous thing about all this is Trump just showed a lot of powerful people how easy it is to take advantage of Americans.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, because she's really smart, and so
Mhm.
like when she yeah, so I was like, oh yeah, I haven't really thought about that, but
That's definitely true.
I mean I do always just kind of think that way though, because like there's so many people that are just not there. They're dumb. They're rural. They don't care to be. It's weird how like the blissfully ignorant people like they actually are comfortable being like, nah, I don't need to be that smart.
Like what? Why? There's no one here to impress. Everyone here knows me. I'm not
Yeah,
leaving. I'm not
I'm
I'm
dumb.
not
You're
leaving
dumb.
I'm not
Cool.
leaving Sweet Home, Oregon. It's called Sweet Home. It's the best place to be.
It's fucking sweet.
It's sweet. Yeah, it's so sweet. It's where I live, and I'm a fan of it. I, I I live in Albany. It smells like farts. That's okay. I like farts.
Farts are
I don't
great.
get it. I've never understood. Like, someone described it. They said the only reason that certain towns exist is that people got tired on their way to the west and just fucked there and
Yeah,
just
yeah,
made it
yeah,
like they just decided, oh, this is where we stop, I guess. Like some towns should not exist at all. It's just people fucked there.
yeah. That sounds that sounds like an old comedy bit. But yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna close out on so RIP Alex Trebek,
Yeah.
of
What
course.
very
Uh,
sad.
so there's a website that everybody should know about just because it's fucking sweet. j-archive.com. If people don't know about that. It's every Jeopardy question and answer that's ever been on the show.
Ooh.
It's amazing. And so you can search. And so I just searched potent potables, and
Ooh.
then it shows you every fucking time that category has come up, and it's just so cool. I love this website. So yeah, all oh man, I wish I could. I wonder how many are on here. I want to see how many results there are. A shitload. Oh, 519 results. Here we
Oh,
go.
for
Okay,
potables.
for potent potables. So I'm gonna give you some potent potables and because I didn't know for so long that meant alcohol.
Oh, really?
So long, like up until like not too long ago, like pretty close. It's great. Okay, so what? Okay, I'll start you off with a $200 question.
All right.
Here we go. It is the main alcoholic ingredient in a pina colada.
Oh, what is rum?
Yes. Okay. Up to the $400. Here we go. During Prohibition, this family of rum makers invited Americans to Cuba for weekend long parties.
Who are the sex on the beaches? No. No, I don't. I don't know that one. I know the facts that prohibition kind of brought forth like NASCAR racing. I know that, but I don't know the
That's
fam-
interesting.
Yeah.
Because is it because they were using the alcohol for fuel?
No, they were
Okay.
building fast. They were building. No, that's actually really that's where I thought when I originally heard the story. No, Prohibition. They were building faster cars to get away from the police and to just outrun trouble. So they ended up racing the cars, and then that ended up being NASCAR, basically, the birth of that. At least that's what I've
North
been thinking.
American Street,
I have
NAS.
no, I don't know what it stands for. It stands
Hold
for
on.
North American Sexy Car.
I think I've heard that, definitely. NASCAR wiki. National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing.
That makes sense.
So car isn't even car. It's car auto racing is car in NASCAR. Learn something new. Okay, here we go. $600 question. Would you like? Oh, here we go. Would you like potent potables, literary potent potables, or non-potent potables?
Let's do non-potent potables.
Okay, let's try this one here. Ariel Blanc is a non-alcoholic type of this. I'll have a non-alcoholic type. That was one of his little things.
I'll have a non-alcoholic.
Oh, Ariel Blanc.
Ariel Blanc. Oh, is it a tequila? A
No, it's a wine.
Wine?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking either Blanca or a wine with that one for sure.
Oh, here's a fun one. This category is that's some strong language, and it's it can be I don't know how to read. It can describe the powerful effect of a drug for us certain potables.
Euphoria?
No, it's just potent. That one I didn't read it very well. I gotta learn how to read. Okay, the $1,000 question. Here we go.
Yeah, good on that.
130 different herbs go into the green type of this liqueur made by French monks. I wouldn't get any of these.
Is it like elderflower?
Chartreuse.
Chartreuse. Yeah, I wouldn't get that one. I was thinking like because there's like this elderflower shit that's like I don't know. I think it's French. I don't or German or something. I don't know. I've never gotten that like fancy with cocktails. I've always been just a whiskey guy when I was drinking.
Okay. Yeah, I just understood that chartreuse is a color. That all kind of makes sense now.
The color. That's interesting.
Got
Made
it.
by monk. I want some monk juice.
It's all stored up there. One more thing, people should look up the televangelist Kenneth Copeland not taking the election results very well on Reddit. It's really funny. It's him fake laughing for
the media
what is
said
this?
what?
A minute and no, it's 41 seconds.
Oh
and
my
it's
god!
insane. It's insane.
Is he the guy who spit away COVID? Do you remember that guy? It's not the same guy. No. Oh, the other guy, the other televangelist was like, COVID, I hereby banish you, and I use God's wind, and he's like, and he like spits all over his congregation when he does it, and you're like, dude, you're fucking spreading COVID, man. Like,
if I can, I'm gonna see if I can.
Copeland, I have to check that out.
Oh, it's hilarious. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up here. Do you have any other shows or anything coming up?
I am gonna do a show in Oregon City on the 28th.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, I'm not sure what the venue's called yet, but it's at this cannabis club in Oregon City. Oh, sorry, it's a Khalifa in Oregon City. And I'm doing it. It's the Amazon Queen, Belinda Giles is.
Hell yeah!
Dude, I love working with her. She's so much fun.
Dictator, not dictator.
Yeah, I'm so excited to work with her again.
Oh man, I miss her.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great show. Brian Bigsby, Chris Johnson.
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. There's a lot of good comics.
When
on
is that?
The 28th of November this month.
Oh hell yeah. 28th.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. This is the first like real show I've been booked on since the pandemic, which is nice. I mean, first live show, I should say. I did a really fun Zoom show with Sushil Ganesh, and we did like it was simulcast in India, so that was really cool.
Oh, badass, dude.
Yeah, but no, I'm excited for this one. How about you? You got some shows coming up?
Every Thursday, check out All Who Wander Are Lost with me and Lars Soderlund. It's where we just take a video game and we go literally wander around that one and just really dive as deep as we can into like, look at this texture and look how it changes from here to there. And we go into like the companies behind the games, and like this developer from this game actually worked on these games, and that's why you can see that kind of thing consistent through it. Like we did a BioShock with Jason Davis, and then we started talking about System Shock and Ken Levine, and but anyway, that's Thursdays at 8 p.m. on twitch.tv/the Podchaost. We have some episodes of just the Podchaost coming up. We've got coming up Tiffany McGuire. The one after that episode is episode 100. I made the stupid fucking mistake. Here we go. Of booking Dylan Jones, Dylan Jenkins, and Dylan Carlino, all really close to each other. And so Dylan Jones and Dylan Jenkins were back to back. So what I did in the thing is I just changed the name Jones to Jenkins. And the week previous, I typed in the word Jones and I'd published the videos with Dylan Jones. And so like when I get to Dylan Jenkins episode, I'm like, special guest this week, Dylan Jones. And he's like, no, this is Dylan Jenkins. And I was like, oh no, yeah, no, I know. I had Dylan Jones. And I felt really bad because he's so fucking nice.
Dylan Jenkins is great.
Yeah, he's awesome. Other than that, Emma's got her Truth or Dare Live back up and running. That's every other Tuesday.
Nice.
The next one of those is on the 24th after this comes out. Guests TBA, but I do the behind the computer stuff on that. I'm not allowed a microphone, so
you know. Not allowed a microphone.
No,
I'm not allowed.
I just got to push buttons and say like, okay, cue to this person over here. All right. Well, yeah. Thank you everybody for watching. Must Be Nice with Kyle Adams and Chad Johnson. Oh, I didn't even intro the show earlier. Awesome.
We know who we are.
I did it right now. Okay. Thank you everybody. Goodbye.